In the closing arguments, the Depp lawyer called your testimony the performance of a lifetime and said you were acting. What do you say to that?
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers. I'm the performer. To my dying day, will stand by every word of my testimony.
Amber Heard hitting back after Johnny Depp's lawyer, Camille Vasquez, called her testimony a performance.
She spun a story of shocking, overwhelming, brutal abuse. She came into this courtroom prepared to give the performance of her life, and she gave it.
While speaking to NBC News' Savannah Guthrie, in her first sit-down interview since the trial, Amber shares her reaction to the chaos that ensued.
For some people, they just were frankly disgusted by the whole thing and don't have much sympathy for either one of you. Can you understand that?
I would not blame the average person for looking at this and how it's been covered and not think that it is Hollywood brats at their worst. But what people don't understand is it's actually so much bigger than that. This is not only about our First Amendment right to speak.
But Savannah isn't having it and puts the ball back in Amber's court.
But here's the thing about the First Amendment. The First Amendment protects free speech. It doesn't protect lies that amount to defamation, and that was the issue in the case.
My understanding of what that means is not just the freedom to speak. It's a freedom to speak truth to power.
The truth is the word.
Yes.
And that was the issue.
And that's all I spoke. And I spoke it to power, and I paid the price.
At the end of the trial, the jury found that Amber did in fact defame Johnny, awarding him $15 million in damages. But for Amber, she thinks social media played a big part in swaying the jury's decision.
I think vast majority of this trial was played out on social media. I think that this trial is an example of that gone haywire, gone amok. And the jury is not immune to that.
You think the jury saw it?
How could they not? I think even the most well-intentioned juror, it would have been impossible to avoid this. After 3.5 weeks, I took the stand and saw just a courtroom packed full of Captain Jack Sparrow fans.
But this isn't the last we'll see of Amber, because a source tells ET this is just the beginning. Amber was waiting a bit before speaking out about the trial and sharing her truth until she felt ready and like it was a good time. She was advised by her team to lay low and take time for herself. But now that Amber's had time to process the verdict, well, the source says she's feeling more optimistic. She is confident that her side will come out eventually. She has a plan and strategy to make a comeback over the next year.
Do you stand by your testimony and your accusations against Johnny Depp about abuse?
Of course, to my dying day, will stand by every word of my testimony.